Welcome to Salt Lake City, where the mighty Utah student section is ready to turn this place into a cauldron of noise. Rice-Eccles Stadium, home to the Utah Utes. We're really looking forward to this matchup. You've got a team that's made its way into the top 25, now trying to pass an all-important road test. As we'll see the number 19 team in the country, the LSU Tigers, taking on a team who is rested and ready, coming off a bye, the Utah Utes. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. The Utes will get us underway with the opening kickoff. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. This crowd bringing an ear-splitting welcome to their visitors. They'll throw it on first down. And it's incomplete. If you're going to take a hit like that, you might as well hang on to the ball. Really important for a ranked team going into a hostile environment like this one, not to give the underdog reason to believe.
Yes, reason to believe, and don't give the fans reason to get jacked up and excited. Come out early, be in a business mode mindset.
You got to start fast. You got to have a sense of urgency.
The receiver was doubled, and they picked it off. Touchdown, Utes! A great return for the touchdown. Any return for a touchdown is a great one to a defense.
Oof, and after that pick six, not the start this quarterback wanted. You're going to have to be really good about having a short-term memory and just turn the page. There's tons of football here to be played. You made a big mistake on that last throw. Don't let it beat you for the rest of this football game. We've got a lot of ball left to play. We've got to keep going.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. They'll kick it off and send that defense right back out there to try to score again after the pick six. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick six, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick six and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do, because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
Got to give the defense credit. Watching film, anticipating. They knew that this offense had this play in their back pocket. They knew about the speed of this wide receiver in different ways they were going to try to get him in.
Fires and picked off. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision making.
Short fields make successful offenses, just what they want here. Trying to get the edge on the right. Not a lot there. Picks up 1 inside the 20 to the 19.
And those physical runs take a toll. It might not be a big gain now, but down the road, third, fourth quarter, late in the ball games, they tend to turn into bigger runs.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Here's the handoff. Running behind those pads, he gets a couple before he's stopped at the 18. Third down conversions are a huge stat, and this one would be a doozy if they can pull it off. Thompson wants to throw. Coming after it. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26. Now on 4th down, here comes the field goal team. This might be a little easier if it were straight on, but a 43-yarder from the right hash. Absolute shank. Missed it. And the margin is still 7 after the miss, guys. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. One of the most valuable things a quarterback can have, David, short-term memory. Just forget that last pick.
You're dang right. Clear the mechanism. It's over, move it behind. Some players can't do that real well, and it leads to more mistakes, Jesse. You got to just forget about it and move on.
And I think the coaching staff can help him too, David. I think you can get the running game going here and also give him some easy throws.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. From the gun, they'll try the middle. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34.
Offensive linemen love to run the power. Why? You run power. You run power. Then you can play action. You don't want that defense to be sitting there saying, it's a pass, having to pass block every play. You got to keep defenses off balance.
Love to see these 3rd down conversions on offense, and they're out to their own 39-yard line.
You know, they pride themselves on being physical at the point of attack, dominating at the line of scrimmage. Nice job there picking up the 1st down.
The give to the running back from the shotgun. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
Don't you love energetic defenses that fly around and make things happen? The ones that get in the backfield, the running back tries to go somewhere. Where do you want him to go? There is nowhere to go. Nice job by the defense, creating the tackle for a loss on 1st down.
And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding, I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the 1st down.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. They'll try the run. And he'll pick up the 1st down, but he got drilled on that tackle.
Well, with the weapons this offense has, you knew it was just a matter of time in the run game before someone was going to break a long one. They'd just been running into a wall. They just couldn't seem to find their creases and get enough movement up front, but they finally got it there, picking up the 1st. Let's see what happens next.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. Most offensive schemes are predicated on 1st down productivity. That will not go down as a productive 1st down play.
No, it will not, Reese. Give this defensive line credit because they were able to get penetration right off the snap and force a negative play.
Bounced off his feet.
Well, the defense wasn't expecting that. They had a lot of guys back into coverage. That was 2nd and a lot of yards to go, and they got caught off guard. Not enough guys in the box to control that running back.
Let's see what they do here on 3rd and short from the 41. He'll do it himself. That just never had a chance as they controlled the middle of the field and stopped him in the backfield on 3rd down.
They're trying to go option, and they're trying to put that defensive end in a bind, but he's just way too athletic, and he guessed right. The quarterback was keeping the ball. He knew it and was able to make the tackle in the backfield.
On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. He's got a 1st down and maybe a lot more. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense.
That's a great example of the receiver knowing exactly where the 1st down marker is. He got the depth he needed to get, so once he was able to make the catch, he already knew he had it, and now a fresh set of downs.
And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the 1st quarter. Second down here as they go back to work after the break. He's looking to throw. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack.
That's a good example there of complementary defense. The DBs and linebackers are playing zone, they're playing their spaces, and they force the QB to have to hold the ball, try to work through his progressions, and then the pass rush, they win up front.
They're within field goal range at the 29. Let's see if they can pick up a few or the first down. Fires deep toward the end zone. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage, so everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
That thing would have hit a string in the middle of the uprights. Perfect. After putting up the field goal, they're set to kick it away. He'll take the return and try to improve the field position. Stopped at the 26, brought it out of the end zone, picked up an extra yard. The Utah offense returns ready to go back on the attack. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish stronger.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down to the end zone.
Give to the running back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. It's 3rd down from their own 34 as they try to keep the drive moving. They'll stick to the ground, looking for the marker. He'll have enough to move the chains. It's 1st down at the 38.
And that's a great sign for this offense because this year we know there's been a little bit of inconsistency, and I think the biggest problem has been 3rd down. Right there, nice job executing, running the ball, picking up the first, and keeping this drive alive.
Use the play fake, now to throw. Looking to the big tight end. Right on the money to the outside. He dragged the toe, and how about the ball placement? Only the receiver could get it.
All right, defense. It ain't working, right? They're stringing together several first downs here. We're going to need to change this up, find something we can disrupt the quarterback and mess up this offense a little bit.
Thompson to throw. Trying to get to him. Trying to make magic on the scramble. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds.
Nice job by the defense. You got to dial into your keys. You got to make sure you're reading those guys up front. They did a good job. They saw it. They pulled the trigger. They knew the quarterback had it. They weren't fooled. Strung it out. Did a nice job of limiting the damage with that QB run.
He's got it. Gets away from one. Finds room. A huge gain on that one before he ran out of bounds, and he has the 1st down.
And this defense is going to have their hands full because they're going to need to be comfortable with guys one-on-one on islands in the perimeter of the field, and they're just going to have to make better plays than what we saw right there. They knew this offense was going to try to be aggressive. Got to need better effort in the back end for this defense moving forward.
Wide out in motion. Quarterback will keep it. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Utah!
And this running back is so dangerous down close to the end zone. He's got wiggle, he's got great vision and burst, and he showed all of those attributes right there.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead.
Guys, one of the oldest and most spirited rivalries in the FBS is being renewed today. Oregon and Oregon State are squaring off. Here is the latest. Oregon delivered maybe its most thorough thumping in years in a game that featured a ton of big plays, not unlike the way LaMichael James, Kenyon Barner, and Jonathan Stewart used to do it. It's one game. You don't want to react too much either way, but I think both teams will leave this one with some things to work on moving forward.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there, Kevin. Thanks for the update. Going to try to pop one on the screen. He makes the stop, but a nice pickup there on first down. Leaves him in second and manageable. He'll pull it on the read. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
All right, if you're a quarterback in that situation, you know there's nowhere to go, so just
Cut your losses.
You're right, absolutely. Slide, don't take the extra punishment. You just give up on the play.
Third down play from the gun. Unloads to the wideout. Snagged in the middle. It's Cobb. And an explosive play. Has him on the move, and he gets it all the way to the 48-yard line. Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. 1st and 10. Nice, solid form tackle from this sophomore.
You know, I think a big part of this isn't necessarily scoring a touchdown on that play, but you're just trying to get your offensive line in the rhythm of the game. Let those big fellas get lathered.
From the gun, the ground game. And the runner is down, and so is a flag. Amazing how many times an offensive holding penalty will stall a drive. We'll see if the offense can overcome it. Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this thing has been one-sided, and they hope to at least have something to feel good about going into halftime. He's going to pass on second down. Zings it complete to the right. And he's wrestled to the ground. They'll hurry to the line here to try to get off that third down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Can't make the connection on third down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. Looks as if LSU will line up to punt it away. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. And the ball will bounce at the 4 and find its way into the end zone for a touchback. Utah has it back, and the offense coming onto the field. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
But it was a nice job.
He hurls one deep down the left side. And he's got it inside the 30-yard line. He just brought some serious energy, making that huge play and getting it all the way down to the 23-yard line. That last big play has them in business just outside the red zone. It's 1st and 10. On target. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a 1st down.
And that's why this guy is such a weapon in this offense, because you don't have to throw it far downfield. Just get the ball in his hands. He catches it close to the line of scrimmage, but look what he was able to do after the catch. He gets an explosive play for this offense.
To the end zone. Touchdown, Utes! No step back in week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead.
And the offense continues to run the football. The second rushing touchdown from the running back. The offensive line paving holes continue to feed this man the ball.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. Virginia Tech has the lead right now, but they haven't been able to separate themselves just yet inside Lane Stadium. They're up by 7 over South Carolina. We'll circle back. If anything big happens, you should know about it.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it into halftime too, Palmer. But I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the second half, so find something really quick that you can go to.
The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. He's looking to throw it. And they got him for the sack. The Tigers in the hurry up. Looking to pass on second down. Takes a hit as he fires. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. On third and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. He'll fire to his right. Pass is incomplete, and we dwindle down to 7 seconds.
Well, at this juncture in the game, with how the scoreboard looks, no question this offense is going to have to throw to get back in the game, and it's going to be tricky now because the defense is expecting it. You're going to throw into a lot of big zone coverages with everybody's eyes on the quarterback. Not going to be easy.
They'll knock him down, and that'll take us to halftime. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. LSU will put foot to leather to start the second half. Guess that's one way to ensure there's no return as the kickoff goes out of bounds. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Here comes the offense on first down. Back to the ground game on the left. Nice pickup there. Gets him the first down and sets him up at the 45-yard line.
This is going to be a big key for him, David, with the lead here in the second half, running the football, right? Staying on the field and bleeding the clock.
Yeah, run the football. You're ahead. You can be a little bit more conservative. But again, this opens up the pass. This keeps everything in balance for this offense.
Got it. They've crossed midfield at the 45 with a 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Buys a little time with his feet. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it.
Well, I love the effort by the quarterback here. He extends the play. Nothing open right away. There's a little bit of pressure. He gets to the outside, tries to take a shot down the field, just not on the same page with his intended target.
Let's see what they've got on second down. Thompson wants to throw. Quick strike complete. Makes the grab, and he's dragged down. They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And a great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays and being dynamic. So usually one guy not going to get him to the ground.
And he's still running after the move. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. And the Utes are flying down the field. Hand off from the shotgun. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Utah! And the beatdown has ensued. Well, let's count them up. 1, 2, 3. 3 is the magic number for touchdowns.
Yeah, it's as easy as ABC. Goodness gracious. He's been getting whatever he wants, whenever he wants, however he wants. I might want to change something up or maybe focus on that guy that's getting the football a lot and scoring.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. They just didn't quite find the rhythm on that last drive, Jesse. They had to punt it.
I think they got to be more physical, David. I think up front they got to do a better job getting blocks and establishing this running game.
And how easy does football become if you're the more physical team? If you can threaten the run and then run play action, it opens up the whole offense at your disposal.
He'll try it again. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Yeah, and it's been a surprise today for this offense. Like, coming into the game, we all talked about it. We thought they'd be able to run against this defense that's been run on a lot, and this offense just can't get the running game going. It'll be interesting to see what they do to try to change it up, but somehow, some way, they need that physical ground game.
Ball's at the 27. This offense facing a 3rd and long. Throws to the wideout. And it's picked off for the 3rd time today.
And that's why as quarterbacks you cannot telegraph the pass. You cannot stare down your receivers because these defenders, they're watching it. And that defender knew exactly where the QB was going with that football, and that's why he picked it off.
The Utah offense returns ready to go back on the attack. Trying to get the corner. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that 2nd down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
Get set, get set.
Thompson to throw. They're bringing heat. And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
Well, the problem with the play-action game is that it forces the QB to hold on to the ball just a little bit longer to allow some of these plays to develop. And, of course, that gives this defense longer to get after him.
They've got the screen set up. And they finally haul him down, but not before the good catch and run.
Great job, too, by the QB there, holding the ball as long as possible, allowing the pass rush to get upfield, and at the very last second, getting it to his guy so that he can go get the first down.
Here we go.
They try to pop a run on the draw. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. Maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent, of things they did right and things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
The Utes will snap it on 1st and 10.
2-9 Philly. Go.
They go to the ground. And they try the middle of this defense, and that is not happening.
You got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. And then if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can. But great job in the base defense making a play.
It's going to be important this offensive line is able to get a little bit of push. Just got to give this guy an inch, a little crease, and he can make yards for him.
Leaves it with the back. Touchdown, Utes! And the punishment has been extended. And at this point, they're just rubbing their noses in it.
There's nothing positive to be able to take away from this. You got beat down, you move on to the next game, start working on the next opponent. This one's over.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And the extra point is true, and the score is 35-3. So that drive covered just 44 yards, and he found his way to the end zone from the 7 to cap it. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field and score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that are just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
Starting a drive like that really builds confidence. First down from the 45. Out of the gun to give to the back. Still on his feet at the 45. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
This offense hasn't found the end zone yet. Starting to move, it's 1st and 10. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it.
Well, right away after picking up a first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back. And I love the push they got up front, getting a hat on a hat, opening a huge hole for the back.
And you become so hard to defend when you can run the football successfully on first down. You're starting like that. Now what opens up? Play action. Now you're making me play pass and run. This offense, if they can create that run physicality, now it opens up everything else.
Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. On first down from the 13-yard line. Quarterback on the keeper. Defense makes the tackle, and that will probably be the final play of the third quarter. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. From the gun, wants to pass. And a missed opportunity on third down as the defense knocks it free, and fourth down is coming up.
Well, the defense came into this one knowing if they stop the pass, they win the game, and they have done that. Their guys have won one-on-one on islands. They've been able to get to the quarterback. They've been mixing up their looks. They haven't even allowed 100 yards passing in this one, and that's why they are way ahead here in the fourth quarter.
Splits the uprights. Good. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
All right, guys, a little update on what else is happening in college football this weekend. Oklahoma State is ahead early in Stillwater, but that's not exactly Barry Sanders or Thurman Thomas out there. This game is a long way from over. They're up by 7 over Central Michigan. Just another week of college football where we've come to expect the unexpected, fellas.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Utah has it back, and the offense coming onto the field. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll run it behind the big guys on the left. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28.
The big defensive tackles in the middle, they're not always the best pass rushers, but they are strong, and I say country strong. They put their hands on you, you feel it. They lock people out on the line of scrimmage. They create separation. They wrap running backs up, and usually they don't get out of the midst of those big boys.
And the Utes line up to punt it away. The punter going to get his first work of the afternoon. And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. Had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to... And they got him. He'll get him down for the sack.
It's pretty obvious. This defense came into this one knowing they were going to have to play a complete game until there were zeros on the clock, especially against this quarterback. You cannot take your foot off the gas, and that's exactly what they're doing here. Late in the fourth quarter, they're still bringing it, and they get another sack.
From the gun, running back gets the give. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
This is a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Really strong job by the defense. A negative play on 3rd down.
They're trying to throw the screen out to the receiver. The defense, though, having none of that. They are just too physical. They're too fast, and they force a negative play.
LSU will bring the punt team on the field. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. And the coverage team able to make the tackle. The Utah offense returns ready to go back on the attack. They missed an opportunity to extend this lead the last time they had it, Jesse.
Yeah, they got to be able to regain that momentum, right? Go back to what was working earlier on in this one. And, David, to me, that starts with being the more physical team.
No, I definitely agree. Being the more physical team, but understanding the situation of the game. You're still winning. You got the football back. Now put a nice drive together and execute.
They'll run it to keep the clock moving. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. That play just never had a chance. They knock him down for a loss of 5.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
The Utes send out the punt unit. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Looking for a block. It's Cobb. He's got great speed. He's brought down, but a really solid effort to pick up every bit of yardage he could on the punt return. The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Boy, 3 and out last time, David. They'd like to be more productive this time around.
Yeah, in the last drive, nothing really clicked. No rhythm, got off the field really quickly. They need to put something together here, Palmer.
Yeah, David, bad execution on that last drive. So they got to take a collective breath and start playing like a unit on this drive.
He wants to throw. A little too much on that one, just out of his reach.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback in this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great...
Can't find the man, and he'll be knocked down at the 40.
The one thing I love about this defense, and they're showing it here in this game, is there's a variety of ways they can get after your quarterback. They can get home with 4, they can get home with 3, or they can blitz guys from all over the field, but they've got athletes with bad intentions, and they've registered a ton of sacks in this one.
And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we see miracles in college football all of the time, and they could use one here. LSU moving quickly, going to work again on first down. He's going to pass. Pressure coming. And he can't escape, and down he goes.
And man, is that just indictment of the day. Your quarterback getting drilled late in the football game. This offense has sputtered. They haven't found any kind of good rhythm. They haven't done things that really gives your coach confidence and makes you want to believe in them. This offense has a lot of work to do before their next.
Looking for the end zone. Another interception. That's his 4th of the day.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock is their enemy. Great job playing pass, forcing the interception, almost putting the nail in the coffin.
They'll give it to the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, the linebacker's showing you read and react. He knew exactly where that running play was going, and he beat the football to the line of scrimmage and forced the TFL.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. He's got it again. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
How about the defender being a heat-seeking missile? He was on radar lock. He found the football and flew down with some bad intentions.
And the running game has collapsed so far on this drive, and now it's 3rd down. The give to the back. And he's not going to make it. The defense denying him the first down. This is what an elite team does. They know they're better. They go out. They take the figurative sledgehammer and hit them right between the eyes.
And they just look good in every phase of the game. If I'm on the coaching staff, I don't know what you could ask for your guys to do better. I think the challenge now for this team is going out next week and trying to play with the same type of intensity and the same level of execution.
Well, Jesse, it's easy to look good on the field when you look that good in your uni. Like when you look that good coming off the bus. Those dudes are good. This is a great